finding common ground as humans? What does that look like? What do you think the primary framework of that is? Because that's a very kind of a broad statement. You know what I mean? But like, where do we start in terms of finding common ground?
Yeah, I think number one is let's just say if we were to whiteboard this, let's just say that humanity is the central focus. Like, we're all human, no matter what country we're born into, no matter. So that doesn't matter ethnically, it doesn't matter economically. We're all human, and for the most part, you were not born in the United States, but I think you would say that you're blessed to be here as an American.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel blessed to be an American, but that was a roll of the dice for you and I.
Yeah.
I mean that had nothing to do with, like, we didn't contrive that.
Yep.
So we could have just as easily been born into third world countries, and you were born into and if people don't know your story, but you were born into really tough circumstances that your family fled as refugees from Russia. And I think let's just whiteboard and say humanity is the centerpiece. Number one, I think we have to show value for one another, and the way we value one another is we put other people in front of ourselves. And I'm going to make this really simple. I'm a really competitive person, and so I like to win. But when I'm always trying to win, so if I'm trying to win the argument, if I'm trying to win you to my position, if I'm just trying to, like, I just want to win at everything. But and that's me. I'm highly competitive. But I think in general, what we do is we meet and we relate to people from a position of wanting to win.
Yeah, that's good.
But when we value other people, what we do is this is a hard statement to make. I don't have to win.
Yeah.
Simple.
Here's something real practical about that. You know me, like, I'm really into motivation and self-actualization, and like, you got visualizing, you got to see, you got to dig deep, right? And so I'm in this, I got asked by my buddy Aaron Simon to be an alternate in their basketball league. It's here at Corky Smith, San Marcos. And,
which you are a basketball fanatic.
Yeah, like that was my first career choice before I chose to be a artist. I was like, I'm gonna be a professional basketball player. So we're in this basketball league, and I play fairly regularly. Like, I tweaked my knee, had knee surgery. Now I'm back to playing fairly regularly. So at the San Marcos League, there's 7 divisions, and Division 7 is like, they're the guys out there with like jeans and sweatpants on, right? They're just terrible, right? And then like Division 1 is like, oh, this dude just had a tryout with the Lakers, right? Like they're ballers, they're on, he played college ball, Division 1 college ball, right? So it's a wide spectrum, and so we are in Division 4, right? And that's a pretty high competitive division. Like, I walked up and I saw my buddy playing, and we were talking, and he's like, oh, I'm in Division 6. And I was like, wow, you're pretty good. You're in Division 6. Well, we're in Division 4. So our record this year is I'm not just an alternate. I'm officially like a player now on the team.
You're on the roster.
I'm on the roster officially. And our record this year is 1-5.
Oh, yeah.
And those 5 all by 20 points.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, like, blown out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was talking to Aaron yesterday, and I was like, man, like, like, there's just a degree of, like, no matter how much self-talk I have, no matter how much positivity, no matter how much motivation, like, we're just not going to win at this division. No. Like, it's just not going to happen.
You're going to be in Division 5 next season.
Yeah, no, literally. And that's what happens. Half the season, you play 5 games.
Yeah.
And then 6 games.
They restructure?
They restructure. They say, oh, yeah, you went 1-5.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and put you Division 6 or
Yeah.
Division 5. We're going to move you down, and they're going to take teams that crushed in that division, move them up.
Yeah.
They do that. And so when you talk about winning, like, we're physically incapable of winning of these teams. And so it really goes back to, 1, are we having fun?
Yeah.
2, are we playing with class?
Yeah.
And even as simple as, like, I foul somebody and I'm like, I'm quick to be like, hey man, like, my bad, bro. I didn't mean to bump you that hard. Like I'm just super nice. I'm super encouraging to my team, because it really goes back to like I can go out there and shoot 100 jump shots every day. I could warm up longer, but the truth is, like, we're getting blown out by 20 points. We won 1 game that went into double overtime. And that team also got blown out by 20 against every other team.
Yeah,
in our
so
division.
You're both Division 5 now.
Both division. Yeah, we're both going down a division. But to go back to your point of, like, it's not about winning all the time. I want to win. I like winning. I'm competitive. But this is showing me that, like, man, it's not about winning. It's about enjoying the process. Do I really love basketball enough, and do I really love people enough to go out there and just play and have a good time?
Yeah, dude, man, that is great. I think you hit it on the head. And I find right now, and again, you can read statistically and you can read studies, I'll just talk as Americans, we're losing our joy.
Yeah.
We're losing our joy in life. And not only that, we're losing our joy because life mostly is based on how we relate to things. Yeah. So we're losing our joy in relationship.
Right.
And I think to your point, when I say I'm going to value you, and that means I have to say to myself, like, I don't always have to win.
Yep.
When I take this idea of having, so you were forced to take the idea of winning off the table. Like, it's not an option, right? Not an option. So it's almost like if you take that option away, you're just able to enjoy. Look, and this is not about worried about that now.
Yeah.
I'm going to approach the court of life.
Yeah.
Far differently.
Totally different. Yeah.
I'm gonna be way more generous with people. I'm gonna put them in front of me easily because I'm not trying to get to the front of the grocery line. I'm not counting their items in the basket and like, why are you in the express lane? I'm not agitated, at the traffic trying to get over here to record this podcast because I'm like, I'm trying to get somewhere. But I think that's a great point.
I'm complimenting the other team. Like someone scores on me and I'm like, oh, bro, that's a good shot, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're probably just like, what?
But see, here's what's great about that. So number one, let's value people. So we've centralized humanity. Number one, let's value people. Let's take this option of like, okay, we're not trying to win. Like, I'm not trying to win you over or dominate you.
Yeah.
And what you just said is you're complimenting the other team. What you're doing is you're proactively closing the gap, which would be really, I think, one of probably the third thing I would say is we need to be willing to close the gap, but not close the gap as a reaction. So you're not waiting for the other team to compliment you.
Yeah.
Because they feel bad for you because they just blew you out. You're proactively, like you're literally in all senses of the word, not figuratively, you're on the court and you're proactively stepping into the middle, you're moving to the middle, and you're proactively valuing other people and closing the gap, and you're complimenting the other team.
Yeah.
Not as a reaction to anything that they did. When most of life, what we do, it's almost 100% reactionary.
Right.
So what has that political party done for me? What has that segment of society done for me? What has that person done for me? How well has my spouse loved me? How well are my children obeying me? Dad of 7 kids. I'm looking at my kids like what have you done for me? Like I'm like an ATM machine, but what have you done? It's like when we close the gap proactively, and this is the important part, because what it does is it shows your sense of vulnerability and willingness. And that vulnerability, and I'll reference Brene Brown again, is it takes strength and courage. The strongest, most courageous thing that you can do is proactively close the gap and move to the middle.
Cause we in the mix, isn't it? Wait. I can't keep you in check, so tell your mama about the tattoos up to your neck. Go wear a collar if it goes with the burgundy kids, and tell your father that your night out wasn't the best from what I see via text.